And then we'll dig down a layer here. And this will be our hospital. With a pillar in the middle. And then I think I'll do some areas one layer down here underneath this. I don't know if I'll make them 2 layers high or not. Maybe I will. And those can be like the operation rooms, basically. But this is going to be where the trading depot is going to go. All of this should be in here. And all of this should go down a layer as well. Oops, that's a race. An agitated wombat. That's just a normal wombat. Nothing weird about that. If you've ever met a wombat, you'd know that they're always agitated. If I was a wombat, I'd be agitated as well. Of course it would be better to build the walls, but can you see the pile of bodies that my dwarves are still working on? I was going for the minimum possible value, right? That would be good enough. So I threw a bunch of statues in there, put the furniture in there that's needed. Would it be better? Totally, because it would be higher value. But I made it to like a high enough value, right? So it doesn't really matter as long as you hit the amount of value that you need, which I did. So, who cares? Will I replace it with constructed walls? Probably, but currently the bigger priority is getting rid of all these bodies and the used clothing that I don't need anymore from all the dwarves that died. Right? That's the priority I actually have right now. Is getting this shit cleaned up. But when I hit N here, I was making a tomb for this dwarf who demanded a tomb. And when it's green, it's good enough. It's hit the amount that they need. So it's done. Don't need to improve it anymore because it's good enough. Of course, you could always make things higher value. But if they're not demanding you make it higher value, there's no real reason to. So I'm going to go nice blocks right there. That door's been removed from its hinges. That boulder needs to go away. And that can just be canceled. Don't actually need that there. And then I'm going to go here, and we're going to start making rollers. So I don't need this to go maximum speed, so let's just say significantly lower than maximum speed all the way to the end of there. Oops, actually, I should confirm those are the right materials. They probably are, but I should confirm. Although that time I probably made it too fast. Okay, now we just wait for them to finish this stuff, which should get done pretty quickly. On this side over here, can also do a medium speed going up. Something's still under construction. Not entirely sure what's present up there, but there's a building. Oh, I see. It's the other one that I just constructed. Duh. Just couldn't see it. All right, and then this one going down. And this one going over to this side. And then I'm going to do... Actually, cancel this. and say, let's go from here, right here, to one before this. So right there. And then on the other side, all the way to the end. Then for the middle one, we're going to do the exact same thing. Except I'm also going to put a horizontal axle right here. Just give me nether cap. And now I'm going to go down to here. I'm going to make rollers go this way. Not at maximum speed. Actually, even slower on this one. 1, 2, 3. Yep. This way. Same deal. So even slower to right there. Even slower. Going up. To the right. Try metal bars or flooring or iron, or encrust furniture with cut stones or bone, or decorate stuff with bones and put a bunch of furniture in there. I'm playing with the economy on hard, so it takes even more stuff to level stuff up, and I've never really found it that difficult to get stuff to the required need level. Did I just see dwarves here? Oh, hey, shit, we got dwarves here to trade too. I completely missed that notification, and I've turned the volume up. How did I miss that? All right, back to this nonsense. So many socks need to go away. I'm a little scared to do the scepters because those have been banned before. Hello, Vault1321. It's good to have you around. Thanks for coming by. How much value do you need? Until it's satisfied. And it depends on the difficulty. I want to say it's 2,000 normally, and then 6,000. It's either 2,000 or 3,000 normally, and then 6,000 if you're playing on hard. And then when there's 25 members for the guild hall, you have to make a grand guild hall, which is either 10,000 or 30,000. It's 5,000 for hard? All right. Well, less than that, it's still a guild hall, right? So when they demand a guild hall, if it's less than the value once they've demanded it, it's still a guild hall. It's just not going to satisfy the demand. Basically, they're asking for like a well-appointed guild hall. So if you just want a regular-ass guild hall, and you just want to train dwarves in it, you can literally just put like a square on the ground, and that'll be enough. So our outpost liaison is going to go attend a meeting. 6,000 is hard minimum. There you go. Okay. But it's just once the demand like says it's been satisfied, you'll get a little scroll pop up on the side. Also need to keep an eye on that magma forge. I just want to get some footage of this. Store. Oh wow. I just want to point out that our outpost liaison is a member of the wrong religion. I just can't wait until our monarch shows up and I drop him into the volcano if he's in the wrong religion. Or flood his bedroom with lava. One of the two. Because I don't generally do that. Except for that one fort where I just, constantly flooded or dropped all of the nobles into lava. Why is there teeth there? Well, they're having a meeting finally. The mayor is meeting with Aerith. Felt empathy after discussing a acquaintance's problems. They say, I'm Elazen from Mountain Homes. Let's discuss your situation. There's much to share. And I'm going to ask them for wood. Please just keep bringing me wood. They want short swords. I could probably sell them short swords. I could actually probably sell them short swords right now. Could also sell some of these bins. How do you drop them in the lava? Make them stand somewhere. Push a button. Burrows, usually. Drawbridges. Could use supports. There's many different ways. I'm just going to offer all of those shirts as gifts. And also offer all of these as gifts. You have to give a lot of gifts to the mountain home. If you want to become the, the monarch. If you want the monarch to show up, you have to donate a whole lot to the mountain home. So we're doing that to get through those donations. I'm going to also take those logs. Thank you very much. They brought a sheep, a blue peahen, and a guinea hen. Oh shit, they have a zinc cage. Actually, I should see. It's just that one cage. I wonder if that's enough to get a bar out of it. Although probably not enough to make a table. The reason I want a zinc cage, or zinc in general, is because my expedition leader and my religious leader, and also the Baron, desperately wants a zinc table. I think it's like, I can never remember the exact amount. You'd have to look it up on the wiki, but I think it's like 5,000 or 10,000 value worth of gifts you have to give them. There's a specific value amount that you have to give them in gifts. The first time I did it, I actually did it by mistake. I didn't realize that it was something that you had to do, and then I clicked the wrong button and went, what? Why didn't I get anything? And then like moments later, the king showed up. With 999 value with the king's name on it? Really? Is it actually 9,999 value? Because that's really funny if that's the case. I think the best way to deal with the king, if they, although I don't know what I'm going to do if the king serves the right religion. I don't actually know what I'm going to do if they serve the right religion. If they do, then we'll have to figure that out when we get there, I suppose. I'm gonna buy those flasks, because I'm always too lazy to make flasks. Don't really have any kids in the fort, but I'll also buy those toys and maybe a musical instrument or 3. Buy that one book I couldn't afford with the last trade. There's some discs and spikes and various other fun things, but yeah, just that cage. That'll be plenty. And it's wonderful. Thank you for your business. So no problem. All right, so let's go back over here because I got a lot of clicking to do. I wasn't joking. I did mean I have a lot of clicking to do. Looks like we got 2 dwarves that are getting to it. And also I'm in an ad break. Why do you have a bow? Who in the world let you have a bow? Silly dwarf. Save the game? Okay. No, it is not, chat, unfortunately. I've more or less given up on it. Is there a way to save a dwarf with melancholy? No. Unless they've made an artifact, at which point they'll snap out of it when they get hungry. But if they haven't made an artifact, then they are just going to slowly starve to death. Unless they're chained up, in which case dwarves will feed them then. But especially if it's from a failed artifact, they're dead basically. They've lost their mind. They've gone insane. Nope, you're still alive. You did make an artifact, so you keep snapping out of it and then going depressed again. So chat room, I have a daily minimum here on these Twitch streams where, you know, I try to make at least minimum wage per stream for the number of hours that I stream. And currently, I'm sitting at $70 below that. So I'm just saying, if you happen to have a Prime subscription, check it, see if it's up. It might be. Regardless, though, thanks for tuning in and watching. We are doing okay, so there's no actual pressure there. It's just a, hey, check for primes. What? I was going to look up a particular dwarf. Right, link. That's what I was going to do. I'm just going to follow them as they link stuff. Curious about how far away they need to go. At least these dwarves like their jobs.
I totally forgot it's a new month already.
It is, in fact, a new month already, which is why I reminded you. Thank you very much, mate, for the Prime subscription and the second month. Okay, so this right here is going to be where brand new trading depot is going to be. Which I think I'm going to do about yay big on a quartzite so far. Okay, hold on a second. I have to read. Gamerflix, thanks for the 2 months of Prime. UDK, thanks for the community gift. And Anonymous Gifter, thanks for gifting a subscription. And Maz, thank you very much for the Prime. Appreciate you guys. And thanks for the $1, Elfie. That is the second $1 in bits I've gotten today.
Elfie Bean cheered. X100. Check your primes and hop on board.
I mean, like I said, no actual pressure there. That YouTube video is paying my bills right now, but for a believer, if available. Okay, let's see what we got.
We dwarves must stick together.
Appreciate you. Do you have any preference of... Whoops, wrong button. Do you have any preference of believer? For these are the options. Which I can't cycle through for some reason. There we go. You prefer happy. How's cuddle? Pretty happy. Or we could do like niche. Or we could do like Asmil or Mebzuth. Or Serol. Or Lycott. Or Lorbam. Cuddle. You want that, the top one up there? Okay. The Carpenter, I think. Talented Boyer, actually. And also, Leo from me. Thanks for the 5th month. Welcome back, dude. Thanks for continuing to support the channel. If the king is of the right religion, then we have a really cool king, I suppose. I think if the king is of the right religion, things go absolutely haywire. If the king is of the wrong religion, we kill the king and expel all the heretics. Or put them all in squads immediately and tell them to go take over low-populated goblin locations. One of the two. Whew. She is not readily moved by art or natural beauty. And she is conflicted by this as she values artwork and its creation. She finds helping others emotionally rewarding, and she very rarely develops negative feelings towards things. She thinks she is fairly important in the grand scheme of things, and she is grateful when others help her out. She tries to return favors, and she does not easily fall in love, and rarely develops positive feelings. She tends to avoid any physical confrontations and works to square this natural tendency with her respective martial prowess. She often acts with compassion, and she could be considered rude. She is currently more rude, and she is a friendly individual. She isn't given to flights of fancy, and she often feels nervous. She has a tendency to go it alone without considering the advice of others. She's not inherently proud of her talents and accomplishments, and she generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity, and she is not particularly interested in what others think of her. And she doesn't seek out excitement. When greeting others, she always smiles nervously, and she rolls her eyes when she's annoyed, and she needs alcohol to get through the working day and doesn't really care about anything anymore. Dreams of mastering a skill and personally values tranquility and a peaceful day and doesn't really care about about nature one way or another. She likes olivine and nickel silver and brown jasper, as well as high wood and puff and bone, and pigtail fabric and papyrus, and shields and quivers, and cats for their aloofness, and ottermen for their playfulness, and when possible prefers to consume apple cider and absolutely hates blood gnats. That's how you like your vivariums? I've thought about making a tropical vivarium several times specifically so that I could, grow tropical plants, but every time I think about it, I then think about how often you need to maintain them, and then I think about how long I go away for work travel sometimes and go, and then I don't do it. Anyway, doesn't feel anything after seeing a goblin's dead body. Once martial training, I might put this dwarf into Napalm's squad. Because I do think they would like it. And you immediately strip off your clothes. Can I get a round of beers for the new dwarf? And also for the very generous mini hype train there, chat. Thank you very much for the, level 2. Appreciate you guys. It's kind of the reason I don't have pets is because I want to have the ability to just, leave for a while. Sometimes. All right. Oh, look, right, yeah, we now have Menace Flooded and Menace Flanked. And Release Hexes. We're going to send you to Release Hexes because you worship the wrong religion. That's a mule, a yak, or some sort of cow thing. Buffalo, probably? Okay, we're going to send you to Menace Flooded. See ya, Coolet. Also, remember the Doctrine of Fortresses? Maybe we'll get back up to 100 dwarves today. Maybe we won't. Although I think you need to be a metropolis to actually get the leader to show up, which means I think I'm short 40 dwarves. Everybody's the lined coven. Well, you're part of the cult of Sealds, but it's still the wrong god. At this rate, our neighboring goblin pits that we've taken over are going to have bigger populations than my fort. Meanwhile, this dwarf, what do you need? Gem Shining? Cloth Thread. Tree Life. Bricks Blocks. Actually, hold on. You're a disciple. Let's try this. There we go. They needed stuff they couldn't get to. He has the wrong religion if you... Or maybe everybody else does. Although, then there's also still a pretty slim chance that we'll even acquire the king. But man, that would be cool. If we did manage to acquire the king. Off the back. And then... Or if, like, the monarch shows up, we have to kill the monarch. We kill the monarch, and then... we then inherit the monarchy. That would be pretty damn cool, because I've never actually had that happen before. Usually when the monarch dies, it's like, well, fort's over. It's not a small artifact, though. I'm also just going to get all of this melting down. And I think I'm just going to go over here and just get all of this melting down as well. And we'll put in new stuff as needed. And this one, same deal. Oh, many times. Like 6 or 7 times or something. A good number of forts have become mountain homes in the Steam version for me. Quite a healthy good number. We are just... So it's been almost a year, and we are just now cleaning up the last of the bodies. Yikes. Let's do this. Make some obsidian bridges. Yugath has created a menacing steel spike and offers it to the trampled machine. Oh my god. Man. That's pretty cool. I don't know what to do with that. I'm open to suggestions, though. Sell it? That's a bad suggestion. This is a menacing steel spike. All craftware ship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with pigtail and encircled with bands of oval amethyst cabochons and rectangular diacite cabochons. This object is adorned with hanging rings of goblin cap and menaces with spikes of fungi wood and gneiss. On the item is an image of Ship Theater's the large slick metal right gauntlet in steel. On the item is an image of 2 trillion cut gems in tiger iron. The killer of unwanted dwarves. Really have to, like, separate myself from my inner dwarven ethics here, don't I? Okay, I am actually going to go close the sliding glass door. Neighbor's small child is having a temper tantrum outside, and I'm not gonna go tell them to get off my lawn, so. Dog I can tolerate, but little child screaming, no. 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 Well. Those are mine. Fortunately, they're all listed and very clear and easy to find. Makes things very easy. Ooh. What material do I make this into? Actually, I wonder. I do have a singular zinc. How many bars do you need to make a table, chat? Does anybody know off the top of their head? Actually, I know. Oh, do I not have bricks? Yes, I don't. Is it 3? Okay. I was hoping you'd say 1. But I knew that in my head. I do really hope that since we've got more sound effects in adventure mode, we get more sound effects in fortress mode. You know, I don't like to talk shit about parents because I'm not one. There's some really shitty parents in my building. Like some really shitty parents in my building. Let their kids do the dumbest things. Be obnoxious in the worst ways. No real desire to make them stop when they are doing crappy things. I just kind of go, oh, look, that's funny. Anyways. Three, my lord, holds up 2 fingers. Yeah. Well, now this is a good opportunity to go over here and deconstruct that. Also need, like, an indoor wood stockpile, probably. I think I'm going to go over to here and drop down to this layer. Here, this is just gonna be my wood stockpile. I haven't had a wood stockpile this entire fort, by the way. So all I do is just, it's tiny and off the beaten path. Let's just embiggen the size of this a little bit so we can get this out of here. I'm also gonna go over here, and I think I'm gonna make another infinite stockpile. This is just gonna be for bars. I'll just make it out of quartzite. Not rock bars, just metal bars. Did I tell it to go in a direction? I can't remember. Let's try this again. Let's go this way. Quartzite. Go here. Oh, bars, blocks. We'll just say all metal. I think that's right. Bars, metal. No, not blocks, metal. Just bars, metal. And no bins, please. Then on the other side, same thing, but singular tile. Bars, metal. No bins, please. Then I'm going to go to minecart routes. Add a track. You know, I'm really tempted to just put one of those, like, one of the minecarts that's just full of lava onto this thing. Purely because if I put one of the ones that's full of lava on this thing, it'll empty out and won't be full of lava anymore. But then I would have just, like, random lava here all of a sudden. I think I'm going to do that for the sake of fun. Seems like Van Ori is going to go do it. Glorious volunteer. Oh, that was intentional. Bioactive. Don't worry about it. My OCD tells me that if you tell me that your OCD is acting up, to do exactly the thing that you don't like. My OCD also tells me that if I forget to check if the stove's on 5 times in a row, my family and parents will die. So, I wish I just had your type of OCD. That is the only time that they will eat something that died, and that's the only time that they will eat a sapient, yes. Whereas goblins, it's just a personal choice. Yeah, it's because I don't broadcast what's wrong with me all the time, Zombie Mike. Just because my brain is fucked up doesn't mean I need to make it my only personality trait. Place, that's what I need. Yeah, no, according to my psychiatrist, I have severe OCD, ADHD, and minor bipolar disorder, also known as omnipolar disorder. So I have very, 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 very mild manic episodes, which usually are just more visible as severe depression. All right, and then let's take this burrow and just go funk all the way up through here, all the way out through here, down through here. They'll get rid of those. What's even more fun is like me half diagnosing my parents based on their habits. So, it is what it is. I find that this industries like this, like these kind of creative, self-driven industries attract people like me. That's why you see so many of us, like in the online content spaces, and like generally just messed up people in the online content spaces in general, because like people who generally don't get along well with coworkers or have a hard time working with coworkers or having a boss or operating within a traditional work environment is the sort of person who's going to be pushed to a thing like this. Also, the people who got bullied real bad in school and got fucked around with a lot while in school often end up moving towards creative outlets instead of like more traditional outlets like what's it called? End up in creative sides of schooling instead of like, having the mental fortitude or self-value, I guess, to go into higher education and end up instead doing things like art. I figured that would catch something on fire. Seems to have just caught some leather leggings on fire, which is totally fine. Those will just burn up. I wonder if any of these bars are going to melt. Because those two bars could melt. They don't seem to be, though. Well, that could have gone a lot worse. Instead, it didn't, so that's good. Fancy that. Oh, there you go. One of them melted. The copper did. There's only one copper bar right there, so it's fine. But now let's just double check that everything is set up here. Let's call this bars metal. You are loading from this stockpile 21. Taking the right type of materials. None of that. So now we just need to wait for there to be a job available. I was going to say, did it destroy the track stop underneath it? Although it is possible I got that track stop in wrong again. Can you re-smelt these? So I feel like they usually just, like, clean, air quotes, clean them up. Thought I saw the dwarf put it there, but then it went away. Let's see. Oh, I see. It's going the wrong direction. And currently actually melting the thing. So that's not good. It's currently just melting all of my stuff, which is bad. Let's forbid this, actually. That's kind of funny. Let's just go up here one. Make this into a pit pond. So now a dwarf should, ideally, go dump a bucket of water on that. Ideally. I guess not. Maybe I need to make them buckets. I'm out of buckets or something. I thought I saw a bucket over here. Or over there. There's several over here. Grumble. Have I ever gotten to the Golden Age? I don't think so. I've had the Age of Death. I've had the Age of this and that. Like, Thing of Thing many times. I've had the Age of Humans. I had the Age of the Goblins several times. I've had the Age of insert Titan name here. I don't think I've ever had the Golden Age, no. Which one's the Golden Age? Have I? How do you tamed dragons? I didn't tame them, I stole them. Goblins have them. Goblin fortresses, dark goblin fortresses tend to have them. So if you have a good military, you can steal them from the goblins, generally. But you do need a really good military. So just make sure that you're consistently slipping into other goblin settlements first before you try and like attack them, because otherwise you'll just go there and all your dwarves will die. And make sure that you set it to raid, not pillage. All right, let's go here again. Grab this, do that. There we go. We got somebody filling the pot now. Time to enjoy the ocean? What you doing at the ocean, if I can ask before you run off? You love a good cave dragons? Mm-hmm. It's your zen place. Just walking the beach. Enjoy the beach. What's the status of that? Can I share more info? Nope. And I don't know. Tarn has hinted around over the years, like, that we'll be able to go about basically being a baddie. But we can't do that currently because it just doesn't work that way. So because it doesn't work that way, we can't be evil, right? So until Tarn finishes with adventure mode and gets back to updating fortress mode properly, we aren't going to see any additions to that. And as with everything in long-term Dwarf Fortress stuff, if you want to go see what they're planning to add, simply go look at the Bay 12 development blog, which can be found. You might be in an ad now, so this is all just a big waste of time, which is right here. Bay12games.com/dwarves/dev.html. That's where I get all of my information from. There is no like private info that I have. These are all color-coded features. Some of these are in the game now because this is a bit out of date. But they are going to get back to updating this eventually. And some of the stuff in the order that they're going to do it has changed. But they will get to it eventually. So that's what I would recommend, is simply go to this page and scroll down and skim through. Like if I look for, it's like, what, villains probably? Adventure modes, villains, raiders, yes. Reputation of entity populations, site governments, and families and individuals increases. Havoc acts that can rise out of stranger status just by going into markets. That's adventure mode stuff. Combat flow. Revenge from villains, relatives, superiors. So that's all adventure mode stuff. Villains, raiders from hero mode should also receive bounties. You can fulfill bounties and being hunted. It's also adventure mode stuff. Justice. So this is all the justice system stuff that's in the game, right? But it would be under like crimes or something. Curses, yeah, that's in the game. First contact, sure. Stuff that's not in the game yet. Basic adventure mode skills, entity populations, growing caps. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is like crimes, basically, right? So right now, people can send out requests and demands for your items, but you'll be able to do that eventually. Fortress guests and trade merchants, diplomats and adventurers and mercenaries. Rentable rooms, fortress reputation for the inn to be tracked. The inns in some towns, roads will be available for the player. Oh man, I can't wait for that. Food and drink service for player and others. I think that's actually in adventure mode now. Problem is like devising the difference between adventure mode features and fortress mode features here. Yeah, a lot of this stuff. Basically, like right now, there's a lot of things that the AI can do behind the scenes to you, such as like sending out demands and here it is. Here's a lot of stuff. So new missions, assassinations of position holders. That's one of the ones I was looking for. Request migrants. That's another one that's part of that. Civil level entity. Okay, this is other villainous plots. That's the other one I was looking for. Work existing mechanics into conspiracy chains. Basically, like not all of the conspiracy chains are complete, which would be under this screen. This stuff. When you get like the little windows that appear here when you're interrogating people. Steal and demand artifacts, so being able to demand artifacts from other places. I mean, right now you can kind of, but it doesn't really work. Assassination of position-holding dwarves and meddling adventurers, so basically paying people or bribing people to assassinate people for you, or sending out a dwarf to assassinate somebody for you. Properly interrogating prisoners in both modes, which is sort of implemented in Fortress mode, but not really. Rumor displays, which suck right now. Bandit forts, and return of castles and better necromancer towers. Yeah, so that would just be like being able to either make strongholds and stuff or like better interactions with them. All of this stuff. I mean, that is all the villain stuff that's like partially implemented. It's like right now in the justice screen, you can figure out who criminals are, interrogate them sort of, and then you can't really do anything, right? You can't assassinate the guy who's sending the people to steal your stuff. Also, it's really poorly balanced. Like, you can't get, you can't really stop literally, if you look in Legends, the second you make an artifact, like 200 people suddenly want to steal your artifact. Literally within seconds of making said artifact, which is ridiculous. Like, that is ridiculous and shouldn't be a thing. Also, hello, Neezer. How are you? How are we airing? We're okay. It's a bit warm in here right now because there was a child having a temper tantrum outside, which I was tired of listening to. So I'm just going to delete this stockpile for a second here so that I can make a floor there again. And then I'm going to go right here. I'm going to make it go this way this time because that's the direction I wanted it to go initially. And I'm going to click on the right button. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say you are not going to load from this stockpile. You're going to load from this stockpile eventually. And this right here is going to be a bar stockpile. Except it's just going to be for the metal bars. And I'm not going to allow any bins in it. I'm going to extend it out to here so that it'll fill faster. There we go. No bins. And then I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to say you right here. Load from this. You know, you could also use these as a way to trade items. Fill up minecarts using minecart routes. And then send them all out. Goblins have arrived and immediately left once again, and I'm kind of relieved that they immediately left. I am not ready to fight these suckers currently. Also, sweet, wood stockpile worked. Dwarves all hanging out in the tavern. We do have a snatcher, though. I will send the local militia to go deal with the snatcher. Which is Goretusk is their last name. The truth. And wow, they actually managed to get Ushat, the child. Fortunately, I have godlike powers to lock doors. And Sideburns is catching up. And the disciple of Ugath Commander bashes the thief on the upper body with his lead warhammer. And then bashes the goblin thief in the leg through the hemp skirt. Actually grab a child. You really have to let them all the way into your fortress for them to be a problem. And very quickly kills it. And he says, so easily broken, this does not scare me. Now, after bashing the goblin in the head, jamming the skull through the brain, and tearing the brain. Well done, Dwarf. Well done. Yeah, it's kind of fun when they manage to actually catch a child. So let's just say melt metal object. I know I have another. I know I have another job for this, but I'm just going to say 100 because there's got to be at least 100 items. Let's just queue these up and get them going. Also, I just realized these two are collecting clay. I don't know how much clay they've collected, but it's probably not a small amount. Let's go up to here. I say let's fill this up with quartzite, but I don't quite have enough quartzite still. Didn't feel anything being put in a bag. I mean, it's probably a comfy bag. It is probably quite the comfy bag. This is working quite effectively. And we get the banger tunes. Can I get a Vile Force of Darkness just for the song? Not knowing the fear of bag gobbo? I think they do, but honestly, could it really be that much worse? Like, truly. Could it really be that much worse? Because I'm not entirely sure it would be that much worse. That's disturbing. Zombie-like. No, they're more like goblinifying. Goblinifying? Basically doing what Tumblr does to teenagers. Okay, so let's do a block. All right, so I'm pretty sure most of these jobs are still suspended. So I'm going to go through and unsuspend everything because I've been letting the dwarves have a lot of relaxation time. Because honestly, they've earned it. Well, they had earned it. Not anymore, though. Back to work, dwarves. And I'm going to put an upright spike here, and it's going to be just that one singular artifact spike. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that just yet. We'll figure it out when we get there. And down here, we're going to keep linking these plates to things. So anything possible. So all of these spikes need to be linked twice. Well, they don't need to be, but optimally should be linked at least twice. I think I'm now out of mechanisms, probably. Yep. Let's make 30 more. Mass suspend, unsuspend would be nice. Oh yeah, no, I agree. For sure, that would be nice. Also, I got an idea of how I could do this. That would be really cool. Do a stairs up. Stair across. And we'll do microcline. And nice corners, I think, is what we'll do. And then I can go down here and remove all of these supports. As well as knocking out the last of that ore down here. While some other dwarves come over here and begin setting stuff up, because this is going to become my hospital. It's going to be a very large, grand hospital, I think. Because, you know, only the best for my cultists. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to go about recovering that shield, because I think maybe me promising that is kind of a mistake. I don't even know if Vukruk's managed to do it. Vukruk, for those of you who don't know, is somebody in the chat who's been trying to resurrect the blockade in the same world, because that save file is public, right? Anybody can go grab it. So I don't even think Vukruk's done it. So I don't actually know how I'm going to do that, but it's looking more and more like I'm going to need to have to do that. Which is slightly terrifying. Okay, so over here I'm going to... Did I not put a trade depot over here? I thought I did. What the hell? Let's just make 30 beds. Don't even know if I have enough wood to do that, but I'm going to try. Dwarves are working on... Actually, I also need... lead table. Lead throne. And... traction bench. Definitely have enough stuff to make traction benches. We'll just make 10 of those. And for tables, I'll make 20. So as I talked about a little bit earlier today at the beginning of the stream, tomorrow's stream is going to be really short. For reference, it's 2:30 p.m. right now. And tomorrow, I have a appointment at 2 that I have to get to. So I will be ending my stream at like 1:30. So tomorrow's going to be like a 5-hour stream tops if I manage to start a little early, which I would like to do. Ilmirin immediately... Ilmirin has gone into a strange mood. I feel like I'm having to, like, nails on the chalkboard, you guys, to keep chat moving. But my plan for tomorrow is we're going to be taking a first look at a new game because it's going to be a shorter stream. So I'm going to be playing a game called... I can't brain today. Approaching Infinity. I mean, it's not new. It's actually quite old. But it got a big update recently. We're going to be playing some Approaching Infinity. So, anything you guys can do. No, it never actually did. It's old enough that EA didn't exist when it started development. No, it just got a really big patch recently. Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to say this, chat. Hey, chat, I've given up on making my minimum goal for the day. So I will just simply say anything you can do to keep the chat moving is greatly appreciated. Is this my friend's game? No, I don't know the developer at all. I mean, he did send me a key, so shoutouts to him. But no, that's Path of Acra. Although I don't actually know Elfsire that much. He's just a regular in the chat. If you're talking about Jupiter Hell's developer, I've met him once, but his game's not... Or his Jupiter Hell Classic isn't coming out until October. But no, this has been on Steam for a while. And has been around for a while. It's a traditional roguelike that's essentially Star Trek. So no, I do not know the developer. Cloth thread. Okay, how about this? Let's just turn off both of these. That's probably what you need to go get this done. The game that you wishlisted? If it's Jupiter Hell Classic, no, it's not going into early access. It is free, though, on his website. You can go download it right now. The reason we were asking people to wishlist it is so that it has a chance of selling on Steam. Because if you have more than approximately 7,000 wishlists, that's enough to get into the popular upcoming section on Steam. If you don't, you're SOL. Okay, so I do need to leave this off then. They can be, Octo Rocket. They absolutely can be. Also, welcome to the Twitch chat side of things. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I'm just... I was saying this 2 months ago, but wake me up when summer ends. All right, looks like we have everything for this dwarf. 2 microcline blocks, 2 pieces of cloth, some logs, iron bars, dacite, and fancy gems. And I turned them burrows back on. Into the more active chat. It's not that active, mate. Like I said, it's been like pulling teeth. It's activer, though. Still can't unhear it. Was that... Trying to think who was doing that. I didn't watch much of either of the last two potatoes. Wasn't in a good headspace during either of them. Oh, Zest, Blue Zest. Although I don't think he's a wolf. I'm pretty sure he's a panda. A blue-red panda? Yeah, I don't know. Rock blocks. That's what I need. Which I realize is silly, but got a dip. Good luck on the appointment tomorrow. You shall remember the dwarves who died today. Cheers, dude. I don't think so, Potato Godzilla, but it's good to see you. I said Zest, but I don't think that's Zilla. Building up this upper area. Could also go through dwarves and build up a second or a proper military again, which is probably the thing I should be doing right now. I said hot potato, sure, but that's the name of an event that my team runs. Which I don't really feel like I'm a part of anymore, unfortunately, but... It's really good that the goblins just left this winter. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of wish they didn't. It would have been fun to fight them off with Mark's dwarves, but... Ilmirin, the disciple of Yugath, has created Carnival, the Iron Short Sword, and offers it to the Trampled Machine. This is an iron short sword. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with emerald cut pinfire opals and cushioned microcline cabochons, and studded with emerald and studded with iron and encircled with bands of black cap and cave spider silk. On the item is an image of dwarves in Daysite. The dwarves are traveling. The artwork relates to the foundation of Goretusk by the trampled machine of the Iron of Power in the early spring of 365. On the item is an image of Dimwad, the raw adamantine amulet in cave spider silk. On the item is an image of a single cut gem in microcline. Another one for the Baron's collection, I see. This will be a hell of a loot cave if you're an adventurer. I don't know why it's not queued up on this. Odd. There you go. I guess it was dwarves who can't get out there were trying to do it. Although, I guess I'll do this. I'll permit them to leave to go get items. So they stay in the burrow, but they'll leave the burrow to go collect items. That's part of crafts. All right, so let's go through here. You, hello, disciple. Well, actually, hold on. Let's do this first. Let's just finish this as best I can first. And then this lever is connected to nothing. This lever is connected to that bridge. Okay. So I'm going to unbuild and rebuild this lever. Actually, why don't I just build one right here? because this is going to be connected to both of these bridges. Okay, you're all good there. You are going to be here, here, here. Just seeing how many of these are hooked up. A lot of them, but not quite all of them. These get hooked up pretty quickly, though, thankfully. Okay. So now I can do 2 minecart routes. So we'll call this machine P1 and machine P2. And I will put a minecart on that one and an iron minecart on that one. So now I just need these to get linked up. You have a legendary engraver who is obsessed with drawing images of a smoke zombie attack that happened 50 years before they were born in your visitor's tavern. Is this in the same world as this one? Somebody plan on starting a fortress is to figure out how exposure of the outside world influences the types of stories that they tell in their engravings. I feel like a lot of dwarves, when left to their own devices, will only tell stories about the fortress they interact with. Generally, the way I understand it, and I could be wrong here, is that they interact with, they create stories of the region that the fortress is in. So if the fortress is in like the, I don't know, the spurting guts of death, then they'll only write stories that based on things that have happened in the place called the spurting guts of death. It's that sort of thing. So it's very much a like, let's hope that we can do this before the minecarts get launched. Actually, let's just suspend that, because otherwise that's just going to kill somebody. So I need these bridges to be up. So, like, I had this one fort pretty recently. I think it was where they just kept on talking about the legendary kangaroo that settled somewhere. Like, it was just like, this is the, like, it is the kangaroo so-and-so of so-and-so, and it settled in this place in this year. The kangaroo is laboring. The artwork relates to the settling of the kangaroo so-and-so in the location of this place in this year. And that kind of thing is very common. I think it is pretty interesting, personally. It's always a kind of fun little mechanic. It's a very upset dwarf who's linking mechanisms to a lever. YouTube is throwing a tantrum. It's time to put YouTube in prison again. I mean, we named it the Trampled Machine because we wanted to breed elephants, which we are breeding. The whole thanks YouTube thing that YouTube keeps saying whenever YouTube goes in tantrums and gets arrested, just reminding me of thanks Obama memes, so sending me back to a much more, how do I put this? So many dragons? There's about 30 of them. It's not that many. Just received another PR email that's oddly on point, and it's just titled Weasels Worldwide. Yeah, strangle them. What? Okay, let's check down here again. Those two are up. Drawbridges are in place. And the mechanisms are all set up, so now we just gotta hook this up to here, which is power, and this only requires 64 power. This is producing 1,000, which is more than enough, and then all I need to do is pull this lever and fun happens. And it's gonna be very curious to see this thing actually working. So I may have to actually remove this area right here from this burrow. None of them are loyalists. What could go wrong? All right, so whole thing's powered. Let's give it a test run, shall we, chat? Wait, huh? How come you're not connected? You should be. You are. You're not. You're not. Are you going the wrong direction, maybe? Let me try swapping it. Because maybe it is. It's weird that it's not powered. Because, like, it's powered this way. It's kind of annoying. Well, no turning this sucker on until I've tested it fully. Well, now there isn't, because I just deleted them. I mean, there was up until a second ago. So that's why there was no power there, but there was power there. Or rather, there was rollers there a second ago, but I deleted them because they weren't getting powered. But they should be powered by the other rollers. It's okay. Like, I literally just deleted them because I was confused as to why they weren't getting powered. But let me just see now. Okay, yeah, they were facing the wrong direction because now they're powered. That's the issue. That explains it. That explains it. So now these minecarts are powered, which means I can go to you, forbid you, and go to you, and forbid you. Although, actually, that won't be able to do that if this ain't working. So let's unforbid that, and then deconstruct you. You're powered, you're powered, you're not powered, you're powered. So I guess I gotta do these ones then. Yeah, and they weren't working right because they were facing the wrong direction. So they don't power each other if they're facing the wrong direction. Otherwise, they power each other, which means I screwed up a bunch of directional things, which, normal me, oopsie, I suppose. And then you, right here. Go all the way to there. And there. Got another tantrum. No actual crimes being committed, though, which is good. Okay, you gotta move That, finish this. Now you're powered, sweet. Now you're powered. You're still not powered. So we need to swap. This one's still inactive. That one's active. Yeah, I've just got these two going the wrong way, I guess. Maybe it's just this one, actually. Might be these two. That's going the wrong way. Let's just swap these two. Because I just rebuilt that one and it's going the right way. So they need to go this way and this way. So you go down. And you go... Test. I mean, the DF mechanics are pretty good. It's just a matter of why this no worky and then, like, sussing it out. That's, you know, when things aren't working right. Only if you check. That's the problem, is remembering to check. But then some people will just be like, it's bugged. Blah. Which, you know, I do actually wish that I had hard numbers on, like, the number of times people claimed something was bugged in Dwarf Fortress when it was actually just, like, player error. Because it is... the vast majority of the time, it's player error in my experience. You're still ecstatic about it? Send it to 2 friends. Please and thank you. I said this in the YouTube community section, but if that video gets 100,000 views, I will attempt to recover the blockade's shield. There you go. That's now powered. Now that's powered. That's powered. That's powered. That's powered. Perfect. You got fuck, I clicked the wrong button. I was gonna say you got suspended, clicked the wrong button. It's okay. Don't scream at computer. You will be okay. And then that gets canceled because this, anyway. But thank you. And thanks for sharing. Thanks for swinging by to say hi. Appreciate you. It's been kind of a quiet summer's day. So the chat activity is greatly appreciated. It's also been, like, really sweaty in my office, so it's starkly obvious. I'm going to go get some water because my cup is empty. I will be back in a sec.
Sandwich!
See how he bites off the shell to get at the nut?
Bah. Oh, hey, it canceled again. Cool. Oh, wait, no, that one was the one that was already canceled. Do the swode?
Over here, he has a sword.
They cost money, though, Bert. You can buy them via my blog, but you have to inform me that it's you. If you subscribe at the $70 a year tier or tier 2 on Twitch. We'll see you later, Neezer. Thanks for swinging by today, dude. There's a dwarf that wants to be named. First one to say me gets it. Bert, I guess. Bert, what kind of dwarf do you want? All right, are you powered now? Yes. This one, these ones are still not. What? Is it this one that's backwards? My God. How do I keep managing this? Woodcutters. I have a question. Why does everybody want to be... Why is there so many people who want to be the job that, like, You realize I play on maps that almost never have trees, right? Like, there's one and it's Devilish Potato. Like, why do I chop down trees once every 4 years in this fort, maybe? So, do you have a second option? Because axe, who cares? Miners are useful. So are woodcutters, but I just don't need them very often. Those are my miners up there at the top. I got Cyril, I got Kulet, I got Shem, and I've got, who's missing a shirt for some reason, and that's it. So you could have Cyril, Kulet, or Shem. Someone's got to make beds? Yeah, but you only need to make, like, 100 beds. Kulet's a vibe. Okay. Bert Kules is never acts without prolonged deliberation, even to her own detriment and the harm of those around her. She is greatly pleased by her own looks and accomplishments, and she actively avoids exciting or stressful situations. She doesn't handle stress well, and she tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects and can occasionally lose focus on the matter at hand. She is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from herself, and she tends to not be swayed by emotional appeals. She prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible, and she tends to avoid crowds. She does not get things done perfectly, and she needs alcohol to get through the working day. Thanks for the 43 pennies. That is the 43rd cent out of the $2.43 I've made in bits today. She doesn't try to get things done perfectly and needs alcohol to get through the working day and doesn't really care about anything anymore. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday and personally is put off by family, finds the pursuit of skill mastery off-putting, finds eloquence and artful speech off-putting, and doesn't really care about nature one way or another. She likes native silver, pig iron, and yak hoof, the color jade, and horned demons for their horrifying features. When possible, prefers to consume papaya wine and two-humped camel's milk, and absolutely hates worms. You're a member of the wrong religion, and is a previous member of one of my old fortresses called the Big Fall, and called Spirit Home, actually, was where you came from. And you were a prisoner that we rescued, so you're actually an outsider as well. Welcome to the fort. And you don't have any friends, and you're hauling some bilberries currently. You know, yeah, okay. For a second I was going to say, why don't we just not do this spot and just do this side? And you know, if this one shows up as non-active, maybe I will. Such a waste of chains. Got a dwarf who's grown attached to their shield. There you go. Now it's active. Now that one's inactive. And that one's inactive. That one's inactive. And that one's inactive. You know what? just going to do this. I'm just going to redo all of them. Just make sure they're all going in the right direction. Because, like, I need them to be going this way. And somehow I managed to do all of these backwards. I'm kind of at a loss. No, and it's been a hot debate as long as I've been aware of this game's existence. Laglight. The community of this game has been debating about how big certain things are and how big a Z level is. Like, as long as I can remember. Okay, that's all that we really need. You don't think I've made any mistakes? Neither do I, but this is the only one I actually need to be powered. So they should be powered by all counts. It's like, this is just officially bizarre. Ah. So this is now blocking it. How about this? I'm just going to put a stockpile here for chains made of iron. Any quality. And any metal. Just to get these chains out of here. There we go. So we'll get those chains out of there so I'm not wasting them. And I think that's pretty much it. That's the last of the nonsense I need to do. Aside from finish this once this gets hauled out of here. Which shouldn't take too much longer. And then I can just turn this sucker on. Yeah, also the bigger animals, thanks to the Steam version, is like one of my favorite things about the Steam version, is that like certain sprites are larger. Because like also Dwarf Fortress is kind of Paper Mario in that creatures are 2D when they lie down. So it's a 3D space, but at the same time...
Yeet.
At the same time, if they're lying down, then it like negates the need to be in 3 dimensions. So you can have 1,000 creatures in one tile as long as 999 of them are lying down. Oh, but what's up? It's good to see you, man. All of the like travel requirement events are all showing up all at once and have startled me. Stack all the things pretty much. Yeah, I don't know. The Godly Tombs video is interesting to me because there's a very real possibility at the rate it's going and the speed it's going, there's a very real possibility it becomes my most viewed video ever, which would be really cool. Because, you know, there's something kind of demoralizing. Like, it's not a bad thing, really, but, like, when you have a big influx in a short period of time and you get a lot of views in a really short period of time and then you're incapable of replicating it for years is pretty hard to, like, wrap your brain around and feel okay about. Even though it's like, you know, okay, well, there's nothing I can really do about this, right? Is there a particular reason nobody is hauling bodies? Let's just go body parts. Just say dump. Just get rid of them. When 100 creatures try to lie down on one tile, the universe explodes. I mean, it's probably more like RimWorld, where like they all go into combat mode at the same time, and then it, like just the screen just erupts. Kasagant's coming down to do this. Let's get to it, Dwarf. Well, the thing is it really luck if you spent 5 years of your life like making videos about a specific game initially because you just really liked the game, and then for the following like half dozen years or so partially because you realized that, oh, there's going to be a big flux of traffic for this video game in this window, which could very much help me in a lot of ways, and then you continue to do it after the fact once that happens because you're like, I still really like this game. Which is kind of what happened to me. It was like I started streaming Dwarf Fortress like a year before the Steam version got announced. And then when the Steam version got announced, I was like, oh my God, this might actually not be a dumb idea. Because when I started streaming Dwarf Fortress, I was just accepting that my channel was going to die. I was already a Twitch partner at that point, I had a small YouTube following, but like 500 YouTube subs. But I was basically just accepting that like, okay, well, I have 6 months. Because you can't make money streaming a game like this. Because at the time I had like an average of 30 concurrent viewers and was winding down to below 100 subs on Twitch, and was like, well, can't pay rent for much longer. But, you know, we made it. Now we're good. How do I plan your forts out? I don't. I build rooms as needed. That's what I needed right there. So I just need a dwarf to agree to construct this. And if it's not powered, then I'll just put a mechanism right here, and that'll fix it. Why nobody come construct this? There you go. It was hard work that paid off. Yeah, it's probably the better way of putting it. Yet another weaponsmith withdraws from society. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Okay, now it's active. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that, but 'tis now active. So this needs to get placed back. And then I'm going to do this. No, I don't actually have two mechanisms, so let's also do mechanisms here. So we can get that moved, potentially. Or I could just tell him to make a lever and then deconstruct. You know, I might just do that. Let's just deconstruct this. Make a lever right here out of that obsidian mechanism, and then I will delete it. Here I am. You know what's ironic is I'm not really using the artifacts. Just the militia captain has the lead warhammer. That's it. Some migrants have arrived despite the danger. Oh, hey, we've made it to that point now. They know. Hey, and the first one is a disciple. Look at that. The second one is a disciple. Oops, that's the wrong side. That's your name. It's fantastic. The game is learning. Maybe we'll actually... Oh, no. Doctrine of Doors. Wrong god. Go to the annexes. Enjoy them. They're lovely and definitely not just goblin pits that we conquered. Lined Coven. Enjoy the annexes. You too? Sigh. How about you? Sigh. We had 2 for 2, and I was very excited, but unfortunately, well, fortunately, I won't have to deal with that goat, because that dwarf brought a goat. Same with you. The danger of the Baroness and her wacky cult, and her oddly picky behavior. Ah, another one. The cult is normal and fine, actually. I mean, they certainly think they are. I really like when you, like, mine out areas like this, and then you just have little mushrooms growing everywhere above ground. It's always super cool to me. I wish that happened naturally in the world, Jen. Moist attics. Moldy ceiling is what your name is, sir. Likes a little excitement now and again. Prefers to present himself modestly. Is moved by art, natural good. Doesn't refuse to expend any extra effort. You know, you right there. You can join this squad. Good luck there, dwarf. How about you? You're a peasant. And you worship the wrong god. We got 4 so far, though. That's good. How about you? It's when cults think that they are vile and horrible that they become really spicy. Well, even the nice ones are still kind of spicy. Tisk. Meanwhile, these baby alpacas and random livestock, they don't worship no god in particular. We're eventually going to have to give this Baron a book, aren't we? Oh, that's interesting. This dwarf is a passing acquaintance with an outsider and only just arrived. This dwarf. How the heck does that happen? So, former member of a religion and worships a god named Zas. Well, you are then a servant. Isn't a member of any religion. That's a different religion. The Bold Communion. Begone. Apparently YouTube threw another tantrum. And Manam has begun a mysterious construction. Zus is sus. Why is that? Also, I think I had to expel him. I think he was related to somebody. It's a shame. Why give it a book? I don't know, because we're evil. Okay, you're done. You're done. All right, let's lock this door. And we have a lever to pull. An ad break is starting, but that's okay. We'll still pull the lever. Never mind, I'll wait for the ad to end. My name is Dagger Damp Addicts. My name is Moist Coffin Person. Moist Dead Body. There you go. But yeah, since it's been a week since I edited that last video, I'm gonna start working on the next one this weekend. See if we can get these into a cadence. I'm not gonna promise a schedule until I can get more than 3 out with consistency. Those videos of that scale are kind of new to me. Like years ago, I used to do Dwarf Fortress lore videos called Today in Dwarf Fortress, but those were like, I think the longest one I did was 8 minutes. And those never had any kind of traction or really took off. I got one that did okay, but that's just because when Steam, like the month before Steam launched, it got bumped into the algorithm for a bit. But up until that point, they never really did anything. All right, let's read this sword before that switch is flipped. This is an iron short sword. All Craftsdwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with rectangular nice cabochons and square-cut onyx opals, and rectangular microcline cabochons, and encircled with bands of beak dog bone and single-cut onyx opals, and rectangular quartzite cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of iron and onyx opal. Good lord. Also, hey, Space Potate. I think I'm going to make that one Sakzul Urol. I think I'm going to make that one the symbol of my Dungeon Master. Let them claim it. All right, so this works. Uh-oh, that one got stuck. Not bad. Now, I'm curious about something. Okay, so I can deconstruct those. So, I need to move this. Not too big of a deal, though. Whoops, wrong lever. This lever. Oh, I think I actually need to pull it twice. All right, so now I can unlock this. This will go get replaced, and I will deconstruct this. And move it to down here, I guess. The infamous studded flat mace. Yeah, can't say I have any infamous studded flat maces around. I'm also going to forbid this so that it doesn't get moved. Because I just want it to stay there so they can just use that to reconstruct it. And I will pause the game for a second, and you right here are going to be used in a horizontal bar right there. Boom, done. Other things are getting built. Not totally sure how those two blocks just got left there, but Might as well just get some other stuff in here while we wait. At least we know now that it works. So now we're just waiting on dwarves. Comes 1, 2, and 3. Yerp. Flaxert, another outsider that I forgot to rename. And you know what? We'll just cancel that one. All right, Space Potato Unite. Thanks for helping pay my bills today. Greatly appreciate you. We are very, very far off from my daily minimum that I aim for, but appreciate that, man. Okay, so this one right here, we're going to flip. I don't actually think this is going to open them when it gets flipped. I think we're going to need to flip it twice. And a baby was born. Lorbam, the servant of Yugath, has given birth to a baby girl. Is she a servant of Yugath? She is a member of the Rainy Communion. She's a member of the wrong religion. However, she has an excellent last name. And also is overconfident. I think this would be an excellent Hammer Dwarf because of their name. Throw it out to the wolves, pretty much. Hammerworld, though. What an excellent last name. Okay, so some of these have forgotten to be connected, but pull this again. Rock mechanisms. Obsidian. Let's just do another 30. Come on. Someone better get in here soon. There you go. All right, you're right here. It's what, like this one. And these two, basically. This one and this one. So now we're just waiting. Did nobody... Oh. Gotta pull it a second time. Oh, geez. I actually pulled the wrong lever. You know what? Whatever. It is what it is. We'll roll with it the way it is. I'm not going to let it fill too much. Okay, so those two stop. Let's pull that again. I'm going to go up to here. I'm going to remove all of this. We're just going to smooth all these. They'll stand out a lot more. I'm going to let this get 4 deep. But it has to be 4 deep over here, too. Because they're a lot more obvious when there is no flooring underneath them. And I want them to be obvious to me so I don't forget that they're there. Does the music sound off? Hit play pause. Chat, can I get a proper round of beers for that 5-pack of gift subs? I expect at least like a dozen people to put a round of beers into the chat. And the fact that we're still sitting here and I'm staring at it and I've only seen 4 people post beers, I think that's kind of offensive. I think you can do better than that. But yeah, if the music sounds off, just hit play pause. Actually, maybe I shouldn't be doing this right at this exact moment because I'm testing something. Might cause somebody to get impaled suddenly. Okay, so that's now blocked. So the lava is redistributing itself slowly. Thanks, Nell. Okay, so let's open this sucker back up. You can tell it's a big fort when it actively takes a while for dwarves to get from one part of the fort to the other. And let's just hope nobody decides to, go, oh, look, a way to die, and stand on the spikes. Because they will die real quick. That's 4 deep, but it's redistributing itself pretty quick, which is good. Oh, crap. I thought I sorted that. Grumble. That's unfortunate. I'm just going to set this as a pit pond and tell the dwarves to go dump water into that. Which should seal off the bottom here. It might not, but... Yeah, it's what happens is Twitch sends you 2 separate audio streams, music and video. And sometimes the music stream can get slightly delayed, which makes it sound all warbly. Which is weird because like it doesn't do that for like speech. Like it doesn't screw up the speech sound, it just screws up the audio for the music. It's very strange when it happens. I wish you could give people directly memberships on YouTube instead of it just being random. There's a lot of things I wish we could do on YouTube. I really wish that I hadn't forgotten to do that. Speaking of, I was slightly worried about this happening. This one getting stuck. But, I mean, it does work. So that's good. The problem is one of them being stuck now, a bunch of them ain't working. Which kind of sucks. But that's locked now, and this will all drain down into here eventually. I lost my spot. There I am. So I'm going to go pull that other lever, which is this one? Yes. We'll just wait for it to drain, and then we'll fix it. Okay, so let's go to this upper layer up here and check this. 28 worshippers. Currently I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 bedrooms. So every single one of them should have a bedroom. Then down here I have this area which doesn't, but let's just double check this. Get the last of these dwarves who don't have bedrooms into these final bedrooms so that they're not sleeping in, like, the dormitories. We've also been making construction supplies for a bit. Wow, perfect number. So I need to go to the upper floors now, which is up here. Oh, and the other thing I want to do down here is burrows. These guys, they're not even allowed in these bedrooms. And wait, what? Why? Okay. So now that all that's done, I'm gonna go up to these upper floors, and we're gonna. Well, now let's just go finish the hospital first, because this is very neglected and really needs to be brought up to completion. That sends 2 audio streams. Also, fun fact, if you're watching on mobile and trying to save data, don't watch on audio only. Watch on the lowest video quality, because the lowest video quality uses less data than audio only. Because audio only doesn't have transcoding. It's one of my favorite, like, Twitch fun facts. Somebody always says, "Oh fuck," whenever I say that. Because, it sends the highest quality audio if you do audio only. Wizardry? Yep. Old website. I think it is what the actual response is. Kind of sucks that we're not doing as much combat this year or today, but 'tis what it is. Okay, so I kept on talking about it earlier and didn't do it, and then talked about it and didn't do it, and then talked about it and then didn't do it, and then talked about it and then didn't do it. So I'm gonna dig it out and then not do it because I'll forget. I'm going to start working on an above ground tavern. The question is how are they going to get up there? Probably like right here. And this is going to go all the way up to here. And they're going to be allowed to go all the way up and down here. The above ground tavern is going to be open to guests. It will be locked downable in case of sieges. But primarily is going to be for guests. And non-believers, of course. Also, I think I'm just gonna remove the we'll just say outsiders. That's what I'll call it. YouTube is stumbling around obliviously. You know, that's actually like kind of accurate to reality. There's a lot of YouTube's like changes that they make. Come for the booze, stay for the fiery death. I mean, allegedly. I can neither confirm nor deny the odds of a fiery death. Attracting outsiders as sacrifices for the death god? Well, more like making our lovely indoor tavern more lovely and indoor for us only. I mean, they'll still be allowed inside to walk past it. I'm not going to limit those rights. Just going to make this stockpile right here bigger. And also, not allow leather. Because I'm real tired of those leather armors getting in there. Finishing up a bunch of this, and oops, can't even check upstairs. Because your dwarves are usually terminally overworked. I think my dwarves are generally terminally underworked, actually. I'm like the opposite. I'm too inefficient. Also, I just noticed something, so I'm going to check. I don't know if Hangman's still here, but... they now have sound commands. You love making your dwarves make blocks for you? Oh, my dwarves are making blocks. For sure. They're doing all kinds of tasks. But I have very small numbers of workshops usually. I prioritize guild halls over large numbers of workshops usually. Shinobi. I mean, obviously you haven't joined the fort because you're an outsider. How about you? So mastering a skill in this dream was realized. You want to fight? His greedy streak is a bit stubborn and changing his mind about things. Sometimes can act with little determination and confidence. Let's just check a random servant of Yugath. You do, in fact, want martial training. You're a novice hammer dwarf. Believes that peace is always preferable to war and doesn't particularly respect commerce. Welcome to the military there, dwarf. I'm not really going after necromancer towers nor books of life and death. So, I mean, I could, but it's not really something that I've been aiming for as a target. Hey, it worked. Was able to seal the sucker off, but that's actually kind of not good because that's kind of needed that to not go that way. Crap. Well, okay, let's just do this then. This is dangerous, but not that dangerous. Necrodwarf's funny is all. Okay. I don't disagree, but it's not really one of the goals I have for this fort. It might end up happening, like I suggested it not too long ago, but it's not a priority. It's one of those things where, yeah, it's fun, but not in every fort. Then every fort just becomes the same if you have the same goals every time, you know? There we go. Now we can just let that cool off a little quicker. Because this guy needs to be fixed. But which Lexus are you? Because there's several different types of Lexuses. Oh boy. Funsies. Speaking of funsies, a vile force of darkness has arrived and is seeking a parley. I'm receiving a phone call. Give me a second.
Sandwich!
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Heal, damn it!
See how he
Prime
bites
Needle's
off
up
the
here.
shell to get at the nut?
This is my favorite roguelike.
Just a phone call from my doctor's office. All right. Let's see what they're sending at me this time. Well, fortunately, they're giving me time to prep. Oh shit, one of them's
Heal,
injured.
damn it!
That's always fun. Did you attack me the last time? Doesn't have any memories of being here before, but can't stand. Let's set this squad to no orders, so they all go get their equipment. Fortunately, we have a decent amount of... Oh, why in the world do you have a bow? Get a crossbow like a real dwarf. Jesus. Attack of the party? Attack of the something. So I do actually have time to prepare, which is nice. And this isn't going to take too long to get through. Problem is I need this lava here gone. And I kind of need to connect this to here, like pretty bad. I think what I could do though is I could go up through here. Then just build across. Although let's pump that up to #1 priority. Oh, they're definitely allowed to hunt, which is why they're holding a bow. I'm just more miffed that they had the chance to pick up a bow. Like, that dwarf is definitely allowed to hunt. Like, I know why they have a bow. It's more just a, how dare you use such a non-dwarfy weapon? Like, one of the things Tarn did with the release of the premium version was allowing the dwarves to use bows and arrows because they previously were not a dwarf weapon. And I really wish he didn't do that because, like, now it's just like all of these fun conflicts where it's like, well, dwarves can't make arrows, so it's very easy for them to run out of ammunition. And then they get attached to them and then they refuse to put them down. And then it's like, well, cool, dwarf, you're now fired from existence. Like, in theory, I don't have any issues with them using a bow if I could make ammo for them. And then you add in the wrinkle of, and then what if they're also depressed? It's like even better now. Do you not have clothing on? No, you do. It just looks like you don't. So, I think we'll just use the spikes. I'm not going to worry about the lava. Also, I'm in an ad break, but I'm just doing construction stuff. You mean every Friday? Every day is Forbidding Bows Day. I'm actually curious how many of them is there. 120 and 120. Same size as the last one. Which Lexus, thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription. Enjoy the ad-free viewing. You know, you could reasonably mod in a lot of things, but I don't really mod this game at all. I prefer to complain about problems that the game has so that the developers then fix them. Because I'm in this wonderful position of being in a position of semi-influence where people do, believe it or not, listen to what I have to say and take my feedback. So also because I'm most people's #1 resource for tutorials, if I'm just doing a thing that's not possible in the vanilla game willy-nilly, then isn't that going to kind of screw up people when they're watching me expecting tutorialization on the game? And then suddenly it's like, oh, well, this person is doing a thing that's literally not possible. And then I'll forget what's not possible in the vanilla game, and then it makes it harder for me to make tutorials. Why would you want the original ASCII colors? The new colors are way better. Like, seriously, the added colors for ASCII is beautiful. I will never complain about the new colors. You hate the current look for ASCII? That's okay. It's a wrong opinion, but you're entitled to it. What a place to take a nap, Dwarf. I just need you out of here. Also need that chain in there. It's probably that dwarf who just went down those stairs. Nope. You were finishing that up. So who doing this then? Is it you? Oh, okay. Forgot how heavy lead chains are. My bad. Yeah, they added a shit ton of colors. So it's actually easier to tell stuff apart. It's one of the many strange things that old people complain about who played this game for too long. I never used the vanilla ASCII colors back in the days. I used a series of custom colors that were a lot softer, easier on the eyes. Because some of the original ASCII colors would make me go cross-eyed, specifically like the whites. Doesn't really need to be a particularly valuable animal up here. So I'm just going to toss a hunting dragon up here. I'm also going to go down to pets and livestock, go down to here, and just go boop, 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 boop. Nope, those are elephants, not those. You. Hey, we got 5 baby elephants now. Yay. That's lovely to see. I'm also going to geld that goddamn rabbit. Eat that reindeer, eat that horse. Geld the sheep, geld the dog. Perfect. I mean, Tarn had stated many times that he wanted to add more colors, so. Okay, now the other thing I gotta do is fill these back in. And then fill this wall over here back in. Oh, that's floors, not walls. Unless you live on the surface? You know, you literally just said everybody plays differently and all plays methods of play are equally valid unless you're playing a very equally valid method of gameplay. Why? It's like my second favorite way to play. The heck? It's a joke? That doesn't make it funny. Sheesh. I want to be nice and inclusive and tell it's a joke. What? Got rid of the goddamn bunnies now. The dry humor thing? Mm-hmm. So am I. What's your point? All right, well, now we got automated spikes. And I got the dragon up here. Can pull this lever now. I'm also going to lock everybody indoors. Tell everybody to go here. Except for these dwarves. Double check that these dwarves are in the right burrow. Now we just need the gates to shut. And I'm going to put the Mark's dwarves right here. And then I go down here and pull this lever. Wait, nope, this lever. Yes. Same way I got this many tickets. Now we wait for this lever to get pulled. I should have put it somewhere more convenient, but eh. No, the consistent get richer. That's how this works. If you just watch the stream for a really long time, you'll be rich too. But that's, of course, implying the tickets have any financial value, which they do not. Why did the one dwarf with no legs decide to be the one to pull the lever? Oy vey. Now, since all this is getting done, hey, look at all that vomit. Lovely. Hey, dwarves, go clean that shit up, please. Jesus Christ, what is happening? Why is there so much puke? Oh, did we have like some sort of brawl or something? Is that what happened? That I missed? Definitely, it looks like. Tavern's looking okay. V threw a tantrum? Ah! Found the problem. Excellent. It seems that the less dedicated of my followers are starting to tantrum, which, you know, honestly, it's inevitable. It's a lot of fighting, and not actually that much fighting. Just a couple dwarves got injured. All right, so that's running now. The back doors are locked, I think. Yes. Now we can do this. Doink, doink. See what Glass is up to. Store item. You beaten the criminal? Nope, didn't see anything about that. Ah, there you go. Now you're gonna go beat criminal. Go beat her up. Oh, crap. Well, looks like one of my dwarves ended up being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Fortunately, they are not a loyalist. They are not... Wait, hold up. What? I'm gonna say, why this not working? Excuse me? Oh, they are working now. Okay. Let's witness this. There you go. Okay, so at least that's working. And the bolts can fly. I don't know what I'm going to do when the like dragon dies and they've got no reason to go to this way anymore. Because that's not going to take too long. My dwarves up top are all firing bolts down on them, which is great. The ones that have bolts, anyway. Which some of them still do. They can go get more. The dragon is unfortunately no longer with us, which is a bloody shame. The spikes seem to have done quite well. I haven't used spike traps in a very long time. But I need to make it much bigger. So I think what I'll do is I'll wait for them to leave a little bit. I don't know actually where they're going to go head. I don't think they have a way into the fort. They might. Kind of awkward if they did. So fingers crossed they don't. Unless they've just decided that the siege is over, which they have. Shoutouts to my spike pit. And the Marks dwarves, who did a good job. Not bad. Yeah, we have cave dragons. It's a bronze battle axe. All crap. Is that? Hold on a second. Did one of them bring a bronze battle axe? Where the fuck did that come from? Because it's all craftsmanship. I didn't make that. That's a non-dwarven weapon. That's kind of wild, actually. Yeah, they're just really tedious to set up, is my problem with spikes. I don't think the dragon took out any goblins, unfortunately. But, you know. Spikes did okay. Pretty okay with those. Fraga, what up? Now I just need to make hundreds more spikes. I mean, I have 112 iron bars. It's just a lot of mining. It's just a lot of mining. And also actually improve this military a little bit. Such as you. Are you the sort of dwarf that would want to join the military? Doesn't care about nature one way or another. Doesn't really care about anything anymore. You want to fight? Sure. We'll give you a family there, Dolmas. Go join the military. It'll be fine. How about you, Led? You want to learn something? Practice a skill? Ooh. It's possible. You dream of mastering a skill. This could maybe be... It may have been pilfered from another raid. Possible, but I also would have probably remembered seeing it, but it's possible I didn't. But even then, if I pilfered it from a raid, it wouldn't have been from the one location that I was raiding that actually had artifacts in it. Otherwise, it would have been craftsmanship. You don't value skills related to fighting. Well, fine then. If you insist. How about you? I think I've looked at you before. Yeah, no. How about you, Kenneth? There's a crafting masterwork someday. Sees life as unfair and doesn't mind it that way. Doesn't care about anything anymore. Somewhat fearful, yes. I seem to recall you being fearful. Whoa! A blacksmith's been found dead. What for? Celistaris is committing murders. Well, first off, Celistaris, you're being kicked out of the military. Second, I may have to give this dwarf a spike to sit on. After you're done starting your did you just go punch a duck? Why? What'd that duck do to you? The hell? That duck was innocent. Also, some migrants have arrived despite the danger. The one thing I can tell you for fact is that duck did not deserve to get punched. Okay? Not in the slightest. Zero part of that duck deserved that. Especially the part that got punched. God damn it. God damn it. And also, nobody's part of my religion. Shit. Of course, every time I do any kind of religion-focused fort, never get migrants from that religion. He quacked at you wrong? You're just scared of ducks, I think. You're letting your anti-duck prejudices kick in. You're just too mad at ducks and their kind because of how ducks wronged you in the past. It's colored your opinion of all ducks. When in reality, that's a drake, I think. I only saw it for a split second. Regardless, it's still very funny. Some migrants, eh? By that I mean literally none. Hey. If you ask me, do you usually, and then followed by a Dwarf Fortress question, my answer is going to be no. Always, because I never play this game the same way twice. I don't really have an ongoing strategy that I use. If I did, I wouldn't still be playing this game because I'd be bored shitless. Like, this fort, the first thing I built was... Like, I didn't build a temple for 5 years in this fort. And now we've dedicated entirely to one religion and are expelling anybody who worships any other gods. Fortunately, I don't have any grapes. I do have 1.5 kilograms of blueberries, though. Because 1.5 kilograms at Save On Foods of... I think it's 1.3? You know, like 1.5. It was 1 point something kilograms of blueberries was $5! So I bought 2. And I ate 1. The rest are in the freezer. It's a great deal. Fantastic deal. I was so excited when I saw those. I literally put them in my backpack and rode home on my bike. After paying for them, of course. You saw a merchant who decided to punch and... haul off and punch a camel? What? Got mad and beat up a camel? Like, was it one of the camels that was part of his own trade caravan? Poor camel. If I seem like I'm annoyed with your questions, think about it this way, Witch Lexus. I have a resting bitch voice, and I've just kind of accepted this at this point. I just talk the way I talk, and people think I'm mad all the time, which is very rarely true. Although if I do seem mad, it's probably because it's like 30 degrees in here. It's just because it is kind of warm. But like, yeah, no, I'm rarely mad, and people often think I'm upset. So no, you're not a nuisance. I was going to do a thing, but the heat made me forget it. So, right, I was gonna go to class. I have a spicy voice, okay? Did you also... You toppled one of my statues. I swear to Armok, I will end you, dwarf. So, she's trying to run away. Oh, also, apparently YouTube committed a crime, so we're also chaining up YouTube again. I may need to execute YouTube. I love how it's my Mark Swerves that are just, like, angry. Budgie cancels a store item in barrel, drop off inaccessible times 840. What the fuck are you trying to do, Budgie? Okay, so... Hold on. Oh, probably down here. And also probably the layer above as well. It's possible this corner. And definitely possible this corner. That should fix that. Oh, plenty of the dwarves are happy. What do you think? Look at the moods. Like, we're lucky 777 on the upsets, but like it's definitely leaning happy. If anything, I would say that the majority of the dwarves are happy. And that's not even, like, a stretch. All right. I'm just going to do this for a little bit. And, oh, that's the thing I forgot to tick. Turn that off. Go down here. Click this. Click this. Open this gate up. Go down to here. Unforbid all this stuff. Get rid of these goblins. And why, thank you, Zedreg. Breaking news, innocent duck gets slapped. More at 11. The duck did not deserve that. I think we can all agree on this. It's a lot of copper shields in that. Suddenly all these melt-to-metal object jobs kick in. Excellent. As well as all these. Let's say armor. Specifically. And I think leather's an option in here. Yes. And then over here, I'm just going to give up on them actually using these properly. So instead, I'm just going to go down here and say you spread out to there, you spread out to there, you spread out to up here, spread over to there, spread down to there. And then this is going to be for armor and weapons made of iron and steel. Probably adamantine as well. You know, we'll just do this. All... Nope. steel, iron, ada, metal, and no other materials, no unusable armor, and maybe no standard quality stuff, just everything else. That's gonna be a lot of hauling. Oh, hey, there's like a bunch of forbidden stuff in here. Hey, I found Celastaris' teeth. So I think I have two options for Celastaris. V and YouTube. YouTube is repentant, so we'll give them a chance. V is not. Celastaris is not. Vertical bars. I could make them sit on a spike, or I could drop them into the volcano. I'm currently leaning to drop them in the volcano because it seems less mean than making them sit on a spike and then pulling a lever. But I'm curious, what do you guys think we should do, chat? I mean, both of them will send them to Armagh. It's just a matter of which one do we do first. Volcano is very much self-cleaning, yes, and less mentally destructive to the dwarves. Since you are repentant, I shall surround you with a series of beautiful statues. And give you a table and a chair to sit on, to admire the beautiful statues and contemplate your mistakes. You, on the other hand, V, you are going to get removed from this squad. You know, V I could send to just go take over someplace. I'm near a volcano for a reason. Yes. I would say so. You know, also this, I'm not going to assign any bins to it. V could totally go take over a kobold camp, probably. Like right here. Could send him to the Cave of Legend Knights or something. Or like this monastery of certain murder. Or the lair of Pine Mind. Or the dark pits of Menasiel. Although actually I don't think you can take over a thing once it's been destroyed. Yeah, so Khan, thank you very much for the Prime subscription for a 4th month. Thanks for helping keep this channel funded. One woman siege? They've definitely won before. Although this would be one dude siege. Same as Celastaris. I mean, hold on. Have either of you murdered any of my dwarves? Okay, so Celastaris has murdered one of my dwarves. V has not. I think the price for murder of one of my great dwarves is dropped into Volcano. So, I'm gonna do this. Always more beers. On some sort of suicide mission? No. I'm sending them out to go potentially expand our faction's influence. It's a very valuable and important job. There's nothing shameful or hurtful about that. There ain't no suicide mission because we ain't some sort of suicide squad because Will Smith is not, in fact, here. I haven't even seen that movie. I heard it wasn't good, but... Just think of the economic advantage to having more land to call ours. Well, literally the whole point of this fort, if you type in exclamation point goal, you'll see the goal of this fort. It is to rebuild this faction, because this faction's pretty dead. They have like one mountain home, and most of their mountain homes have been taken over by other things, so. All right, there we go. These dwarves are beginning to mine up. There's a bunch of magnetite right there. Let's go mine that out. There's probably more magnetite around. There's magnetite. Also do quartzite right here. Although I still think the best surprise deaths that I've had in this fort was when suddenly it was like 3 dwarves dead. I was like, what the heck's going on? And then I jumped over and there's just a bunch of fire imps in my kitchen. It's maybe the most dwarf fortressy thing that's happened in this fort so far. Okay, so this dwarf's sleeping on an altar. I thought that dwarf was sleeping in a puddle of blood. I was like, what is happening? Microcline Tavern with obsidian walls on the surface. Seems lovely to me. And there they go. Boom. And then I gotta do the normal thing, which is go all the way down to here. Oopsies. I clicked the wrong... Oh, it's still set to auto. All the way up on both sides so that I can wall it off. And there it goes. We're finally beginning to build that tavern I said I was going to build, like, at the beginning of yesterday. And the dragons are like, freedom! Okay, let's do... silver hatch. Let's make a nice... Wait, okay, I was gonna say, make silver hatch. I was like, why did it not show up? I only need 1, though. Don't need 10. And you know what? While we're at it, silver bracelet. Let's make silver bracelets. Let's make like 100. Let's make these dwarves some bling. Because honestly, I think they've earned it. Because they're still cleaning this shit up. And you know what? I kind of feel bad for them. And let's do microcline all the way up. Microcline all the way down. Too bad you couldn't make face masks? Why would I make face masks? Energy X. That's a goblin thing. Goblins make masks. Masks for the cult. Sure, fair enough. I wish I liked the way masks looked a little bit more. And I also, I don't know, I like the fact that dwarves, I'll put it this way. I would prefer if dwarves could trade for masks than being able to just make masks, if that makes any sense. I would rather go that way. Because I know that some people really don't like this stuff, but I really wish that there was more, like, faction-specific and culture-specific gear that, like, only goblins can make or only dwarves can make, etc. Because that stuff's kind of cool, but I wish that there was more of it. Okay, so right here, I'm now going to go and place this. Then we'll hook this sucker up to that. And I'm going to make a zone here, a burrow. And it's just going to be called, well, it's going to be called Death. That's what we'll call it. Very cheerful. And I think, yeah, Celestaris is definitely going to go there because she's throwing another tantrum now. They do change their worn clothes, but sometimes they won't change their warm clothes if they don't have a place to put their new clothes or their old clothes, because some dwarves want to keep their old clothes. So if you don't give them a place to keep their old clothes, then they will, you know, just get rid of them. Oh, actually, it might be a refuse issue here. Okay, they do gather out or refuse. Let's just go here and say body parts, dump. And corpses. Oh, wait, actually, I think I may have a. No, I think that dwarf did get buried. Yes, they did. There's small elements of that, and literally all I ever see is people complaining about it. Like, there's like not all dwarven factions can make high boots and low boots, right? And all I ever see is people complaining that why can't my dwarves make low boots, right? Stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a neat mechanic that I think is underutilized, that I wish was utilized more, but I only ever see people complaining about it. Lanix wishes to join the Trampled Machine as a citizen of Goretusk. Ooh. So this is one of those dwarves that was rescued from that goblin stronghold. What do you think, chat? Yeah, but it's minimal. Like, very minimal. Like, if you have low boots and greaves on your dwarves, it's a negligible difference between having high boots and greaves. Yeah, I mean, I like Lanix, but Lanix doesn't worship our god, which means Lanix might die. So you're kind of committing this character to eternal damnation, potentially. Or weird, unlikely, like, survival story. I don't know. But you gotta remember where we are right now. This is Goretusk. I mean, it's no rooms of sacrifice, but... And send them to the heretic resort? I mean, totally. I got nothing against that. Accept them and then immediately expel them? So Lanix is listed as a tavern keeper. They really want to acquire an object, pray to their god. Heresy. They're a member of the West Sect. There's vomit everywhere still. And, the funny thing is, like, this used to be a temple to everybody, but is now just a temple to the god of death. And it's funny seeing dwarves just standing here. It's like, oh, you're trying. You're trying really hard, aren't you? What, to go take over another location? Because that's what I was going to do with V. Is send them to go take over a different location. In for a penny? Okay. I'm very amused by the amount of vomit at the bottom of this stairwell, by the way. It's just very amusing to me. And then we're going to do obsidian all the way across. And we'll have a little opening right there with some flooring beneath it. One layer up. Go around the top with microcline. Oh, maybe not microcline. Let's just use obsidian for the roof. Yeah, I've got a lot more obsidian. So thus I can get this done significantly quicker. Except I don't actually think, yeah, the uppermost layer is not in the burrows, so let's just go up here. Maybe we'll put it up one layer higher just in case. So that goes all the way up to there, which is good. Am I weird that you like the color of microcline block walls and floors? No, I like it. It's one of those things that some old players will insist still that they hate, because there was a period of time there where microcline was a different shade of blue, and it was so bright that it would literally blind even people like me who like bright colors and things. So it was like borderline painful to look at. And so thus you'll see some older players being like, ew, microcline, because like it's just like a nervous response. But no, I think microcline looks really nice. And then for a while there, it just kind of looked like knockoff adamantine. So like you'd stumble upon somebody streaming this game and you'd be like, oh my god, somebody's streaming Dwarf Fortress, holy shit. And then they'd have like blue walls everywhere and you'd be like, whoa! Oh wait, okay. Fool's adamantine. Yeah, it's like fool's gold, exactly. And then there was one time I went into... Man, moods are starting to teeter. This is kind of great. Then there was one time I went into, what's his name? Hazaz's stream. And I was like, nice adamantine, or nice microcline, like, floors, because, like, the entire front half of his fortress was, like, glowing blue. And he goes, no, that's actually adamantine. I was like, what? He found, like, an 80Z level tall adamantine tube or something. Just kind of nuts. It was one of those, like, weird Armox, like, crazy embarks. So up here, we'll just do this. Oops, that's walls, not floors. this tavern is going to be full of vomit. It's just a few Z levels below the embark. Yeah, I don't know. I've had plenty of strange embarks over the years. Bestmer Thrower Tongs is going to join this squad. V is still chained. I don't know what the period of time that they're in prison for is. V's 135 days. Oh boy. YouTube's been let go, and so is Celistaris. So I'm gonna tell Celistaris to join this. Right here. You right here are gonna get connected to this. So that doesn't get canceled again. I need both of the burrows to do this, turns out. There we go. And I also need somebody to come over here and deconstruct this. Currently planting seeds. No, you're not. What are you talking about? Oh, you know, just doing cult things, as one does. Bobtron, how's Bob doing? It's their final seed that she's going to plant. We've already scouted the caves using the volcanoes, so we're not going to find out anything new. We'll see you later, Bastet. You have a good night. Bow. Bam, bam, bam. Over here, drinking out of that silver goblet. Gonna go read a honey. Oh, I see the problem. They're still in the other burrow still, of course. Just put the book down. Of course, she's like, now I must attend a meeting. Well... Did I fail an artifact? I must have. Huh. Well, that's a shame. We're going to lose a disciple. You know, in order to actually get royalty in this fort, I might have to actually just let everybody into the fort again. Break? What do you mean break? This is my work day. How dare you go sleep in your... wherever you're going to go sleep? Also, welcome back, Ranger Rick, I think? Grr. You know, oddly enough, if we leave her teeth here, they may very well, because those are her teeth that got knocked out in the fist fight before she got arrested, she may very well just go and be buried in a coffin after she dies. Like, actually, like, if we throw her into the volcano, they may actually give her a coffin because her teeth are still there. I had to put the kids to bed. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Well, welcome back, dude. And YouTube, thanks for all the likes on the YouTube stream, by the way. Well, there's that dwarf that went insane. That's a bloody shame. Are we putting it in the tomb? Doesn't look like it. But they do have a tomb assigned. Rest in peace to this poor dwarf. You know, you did want to be the most upset dwarf in the fort, so you're getting what's coming to you. And the fact that you're laughing about it, I don't even feel bad anymore. Believe it or not, I did. Flaxert and UDK 450 both want to join as well. Who I will accept and assign to this squad. And you know what? I'll at least let them train for a little bit. Oh, great. Now you've sunk into depression. I can't sacrifice you to an elder god if you're too depressed to walk onto the fall platform. Heh. Don't make me use some DF hack magic to fucking teleport you there. God damn it. I just might. You twit. You're still in and out of melancholy, yeah. Not that I've made any effort whatsoever to fix you, so there is that. Anyway, a caravan has arrived, and they want to trade with us. Well, we'll let her just be nuts for a minute. Need that getting rid of. That getting rid of. That getting rid of. Still trying to get rid of these skeletons. A lot of stuff needs to be sold off. It's the usual stuff. The usual stuff. Also, chat, did I mention ever that I found a embark that has undead ogres on it in this world? Found it when I was getting footage for the... When I was getting footage for the Godly Tombs video. A disciple, okay, of my choice. Got it. I can do that. Just let me finish setting up trading, yeah? Let's get rid of all these silly bows that no one needs or wants. And let's also get rid of all of the arrows, which is probably not a small number. Let's also make some silver bolts and iron bolts. Customers bringing items to the trade depot. You're still in prison. You know, I'm just going to go back down here and say... Need some weak-ass goblin pits, like this one. Appeared evil. Not a peer devil. Appeared evil. Conquer and occupy. We're gonna send the squished boots, which is a very funny name for that. So these guys are gonna head out, and I'm gonna wish them the best of luck to, you know, UDK and the rest of them. He is hauling some blueberries currently. I'm sure we'll see them in a new fort in the future. I hope that they have some exciting adventures, really. Same with you, Lanix. These dwarves were all in the military once before, so they can't be bad at their jobs. Oh yeah, we rescued you. So, you know, it's the least that they could do for us to, you know, pay us back for their great rescuing. Nish, over here. It's a llama. It's probably going to go claim another weaponsmith shop if I were to bet. Something I should really do is just massively expand the size of this stockpile and just get a bunch of hauling done. There goes Lanix. Still picking up equipment. Back here on stupidskull.com. Did you ever really leave, though? Or did you leave stupidskull.com only to go to blindIRL.com to come back to stupidskull.com? You know, I've owned both of those domains for the same amount of time. I bought them both on the same day, and I didn't do anything with blindIRL.com until June of this year. I bought them both in 2018, I think. May have actually been earlier than that. That feeling when you realize that payday is next week? Yay. Also, did I trade with humans this year? I don't think I did. That's weird. I think I'm going to let this guy out early. Sunk into depression. Maybe not the best guy to run this squad. Okay, maybe he'll pop out of it at some point, but... Don't really do anything with it. Turns out there is another artist with your name. Oh. The elephant tender means with the human... Oh, this is the humans. Never mind. I thought this was the dwarves. Wait. This is the humans. They arrived super late. No, I'm trading with the dwarves. I guess my person in charge of my fort is just literally that busy. Really? A clothes shop? That's madness. Rectangular cabochons, bones, wool cloth, spider silk. Cobaltite. Cut gems, stacked cloth, skeletons. Cut gems. Oh, you want another cut gem? Probably that. Yeah, and also I bought stupidskull.com and blindIRL.com as a joke. On stream one day. I want to say I was even drinking. Kind of makes it funnier if you think about it. I definitely wasn't a Twitch partner, so it was pre-2018. Because the reason it was Stupid Skull was that was the only emote I had was Crypt Calcium. Which is, like, not even close to my most used emote these days. I can't even remember how it happened, but it was just like, you know what? In this house, we get one emote, and we like it that way kind of deal. Rigged? Always. It's actually pay to win. You have a higher chance to win if you're subscribed. Not much higher, but it is, like, noticeably higher. Sweet. So we now have mostly a roof up here. Does the color of the dwarves mean anything? It's their job. Their highest skill is the color that they take. Man, I never realized that Napalm had so many kills. Jesus Christ. You know, V, you're not going to run this squad. You're too bad at your job. So instead, I'm going to give it to Napalm if he joins, because Napalm is actually like a really good soldier. That, or we let Napalm stay because he's too good of a soldier. Like, damn. For whatever it's worth, that dwarf's full name is Napalm Sideburns. So, so broker, where are you at? Why you no trade at depot? You injured or something? Ah. I was correct. I don't even know how that happened. Huh. Awkward. How understocked is my hospital? It's actually not terrible. Is there like a burrow issue here? Oh, there very well might be. Irma Lux speaks with the Outpost Liaison, and they say, you continue to impress. I've come to elevate this land in the eyes of our realm, and I'm going to be like, give me your wood, please. Just all of the goddamn wood. I may need to assign a different broker for the time being. Are you being a good... Yay! Okay, so... Celistaris finally decided to behave and stand where I needed her to stand. So now the question is, who gets to do the honors? So we're gonna finally execute this dwarf. I very, very, very rarely do this. This is something I almost... Actually, you know what? I need to make it a specific dwarf to do this if I can. Can I do this? Let's say... Stinthad. By trying to train them a Dragonbone toy. I have a VOD of me being an elven adventurer and going around and trying to be a shitty bard and being a shitty bard successfully, and then finding a really cool artifact which is made of animal parts, and then throwing it at a queen because she refused to, or not the queen, but the like second, like the princess person of my Alvin faction because she refused to accept it as a gift. And I might, you know, need to make that into a video at some point. Just because I think it would be fun. I'll try bashing away at some projects soon. Hey, Burby Super in the YouTube chat just became a YouTube member. Thank you very much for that. Hey, chat room, can I get a round of beers? And YouTube people, can you just like spam the party button a bunch? This poor dwarf really wants to be with family. I should like zone you in with your lover. Just in time for the party. She's no longer falling now. Well, that's interesting. Oh, no, she is. Unchowder, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Mods, can I get a shout out for Unchowder, please? Goodbye, Celestars. You won't be missed. I don't even think any of the dwarves witnessed that. It was scar-free. It was great. Wait, how? How did anybody see that? So I don't even. I have no idea how somebody saw that, but apparently somebody saw that. We have a witness of my crimes. Looks like a lucky dwarf is having a good day. Oh, a great day. As they needed to. Nobody saw that? That's why I'm calling BS. Come on, wouldn't you? The walls have eyes, clearly. What were you up to today on Chatter? What brings you our way? You know, there is a small part of me that just kind of wants to turn this into I'm just going to stop memorializing dwarves fort. But I think I should save that for Halloween, because that's just so much fun. If you ever want a really entertaining fort that's not going to last that long, chat, just don't memorialize any dwarves that die. Just don't do anything abnormally. Just don't memorialize any dwarves that die. But, like, be dangerous enough that some dwarves are going to die, right? Because it gets to a point of escalation where suddenly it's just like, death, 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 death. Like, I had like 40 dwarves left or something, and we'd had like, I don't know, 70 odd deaths in the fort. And it was admittedly a haunted biome where it's pretty easy to die. And there was so many ghosts, there was a dwarf dying every 90 seconds. You just need a few like unhappy haunts that are real mean to start killing people, and shit just escalates so quickly. You're playing Foundation, which is fun, but mostly making you want to come back to DF soon. Yeah. I like Foundation. I think it's neat. But I think there's a lot of games that do the things that Foundation does better than Foundation does them, which makes it hard to stick to Foundation for a long period of time for me. And hello, Patolus. Long time. How you been? Like, I think at this point, Foundation would just make me want to play Manor Lord. Manor Lords. So this dwarf is now claiming copper bars for their artifact. Okay, so are you still resting? Okay, we are trading now. Dwarf got through their resting, which is good. You know, I really should request zinc. So if I requested zinc, then I could actually satisfy my queen's need for a zinc table. They bring any fun animals? Brought a cavy, a yak cow. They brought another zinc cage. Sweet. More for me to melt down. Is there any other zinc things that you brought? Literally just that one zinc cage. It'll take me another 5 years. Eventually we'll get to it. Should start making the dwarves cloaks. Should do that. $139,000 check today. Like, addressed to you or to your work? I got to see a check for $112,000 addressed to my building. And I had to sign a thing saying, yes, that was correct, which was interesting. Because it was. For work? There you go. It's weird handling, like, deposits for that amount of money. Regardless of the context. Let's just buy the steel bolts, silver bolts, bronze bolts, bismuth bronze bolts, steel bolts, silver bolts. Okay, I can't afford all of these. Can't afford any of them, actually. Let's just buy the cheaper ones then. This dwarf is shirtless. Shoutouts to this dwarf for, like, you know, instead of just equipping clothing, like sprinting to the trade depot to go trade. It was a fun director up deposit. Showed the intern, and she was like, "What the fuck?" Had to process a $500,000 server order for the university. Never again. Oh God, I would get stressed out just looking at that. $500,000 is too much fucking money, man. Although, like, in like Twitch revenues, I can look at total historical income, and when I look at that, my brain hurts a little bit because it's not that much. And I've had people tell me that I'm just like, you know, accuse me of being rich a couple of times, and it's very funny to me. There was 2 zinc cages? There was a second zinc cage? I don't know. What can I bring that's close? Let's just say gem. We'll be leaving soon. Come on. Ah. Dang it. Well, next time, I suppose. It's this thing. Man. She still wants it. Oh, wait, no, she doesn't. She actually canceled it. You still want that nickel weapon rack, though, which I also don't think I have any. I do, however, have some nickel-silver cages. Do you want nickel-silver or just nickel? No, just nickel. I don't think nickel-silver would count as nickel, would it? It was for a cabinet, if I remember, two $250,000 cabinets. Yeah, I don't know. Handling that amount of somebody else's money is just stressful. Doesn't really matter the context. In this case, it was for a citywide grant refund for the building. So that stressed me the hell out. Yeah, I don't know whether, and whenever somebody says that they just got a check for a stupid amount of money in Twitch chat, which happens every now and again, I don't know how to react, because it could be like, oh no, your parents died and you just got your inheritance. Or it could be like, I won the lottery. Or it could be like, work thing. And it's always like, you know, a pile of mixed emotions. So I never know how to react when someone says something like that. Because it's either like, oh shit, congrats, or, oh man, I'm so sorry for your loss. Anyways, that's money. There's a really good clip of famous skateboarder from video games. Oh shit. I have an artifact. I've got a lot of random artifacts just lying around on the ground here. Let's just toss this into the tavern. What's his name? Famous. He was in a bunch of video games. Tony Hawk. There's a video of Tony Hawk just like on a podcast, and he's just like the host asks him, he's like, "What's the biggest paycheck you ever got?" Also, UDK 450 came back. I beg your pardon. Did I not tell you to leave, sir? Nish, the disciple of Yugath, has created a Bristow Kill, a sleek llama wool right mitten, and offers it to the trampled machine. Can't get rid of you that easily? Clearly. Well, turns out your commander went insane, so we'll just throw him into the volcano, make life easier. You can go pick up equipment and then seize that. And I just heard a take sound. What was that? This dwarf has really big hair. And also worships the wrong gods, so... How about your husband? What? You also worship the wrong gods, so off to the annexes with you. How about you? You also worship the wrong god. Begone, dwarf. How about you? You also probably worship the wrong god. I didn't even look and just guessed. You were the wrong one that I clicked on because I'd already expelled you. How about you? This dwarf has a good mustache and worships the wrong god. This dwarf worships a god I have not seen anybody worshiping here and is part of no religion, which means you are a servant of Yugath. That's a pony. We don't need to worry about their religious takes. You worship the wrong god. Begone, dwarf. You worship the wrong god. Begone, dwarf. You have one bearded dwarf and 6 non-bearded? That actually happens kind of a lot, I find. It's just like, dude and his ladies. What's Hare been up to? Not been following Hare much. The Sacred Starvation. One of my religious figures. Really wants to fight and pray. I feel like I should give my my religious dwarves a break. But currently they're doing temple renovations, so one thing at a time can be done. Although it's starting to look a lot nicer now, though. Started Volcano Embark last night and needed a temple in the first migrant wave, and I had to check if any new religions had popped up, but your origin seems to be cultish anyway. Everybody's part of the same religion. Is it a good religion, at least? Like an interesting one? I always will remember the time that I saw a faction that worshipped a fluffy wambler. I was like, I beg your fucking pardon. That's fantastic. Every day we wamblin'. Or like the chinchilla god that we had in that one fort. It's like everybody just worships the chinchilla. It's pretty... Stuff like that's just pretty good. Takes the appearance of dwarf. Boring. At least my god is a skeletal dwarf. Could be worse, though. There's so much vomit in this hallway. So this up here is going to be a tavern. It's going to be an inn/tavern. The Onions of Brass. I'm going to call it the No, I can't call it the Teetering Cliff. The Tipsy? The Tip of... Fires? The Tip of... The Tip of... If you can modify the files to make it more fun. I mean, it's not that boring, but... Tip of Despair. Discovery. The Tip of Discovery. It's wonderful. And these dwarves are not allowed up here. And down in here... The outsiders, no longer allowed down in here. Sorry, dwarves. Also, not allowed in the library either. Nope. Although I don't actually know about my tavern keepers. I think we'll permit the tavern keepers to stay in here. And just curious how many followers I have currently. 37 plus tavern keepers. It's 39. Meanwhile, this one. And we'll allow the tavern keepers in both. 73. Why the expo 1x1 wall in the center of rooms? What, like these? Or... I'm trying to see what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you mean by 1x1. 99.9% chance aesthetics. I make things that I like looking at, because if I make things I don't like looking at, then I don't want to look at them anymore, and I don't want to play the fort. Because I have to look at this fort for tens of hours, probably, if not hundreds. So if I don't like looking at it, I don't want to play it very long. And generally, it's optimal for me to like looking at it. Tip of my goddamn degenerate. And this is going to be where the heretics will sleep. The microclan plus snow combo is pretty good. It kind of does, doesn't it? And we're going to put a line of windows along here. And, well, I am a monster. I'm not that much of a monster. They are going to have tables. And they're going to have thrones. And they're going to have a line of drinks and food. And I'm going to put, I don't have any instruments to put in here, otherwise I would. I'm going to put some statues in here. Glorious statues. Maybe even a couple statues outside. No, I mean, dance floors just need enough space. As long as there's enough open space, they can have a dance floor. So this is going to be a very unprotected upper tavern. And the reason for that specifically is this one is open to visitors, which means we may start getting visitors. And if we start getting visitors, I don't really care about their well-being. Anything could happen. As rumor of the fortress's acclaim spreads. And as UDK 450 runs around and picks up gear to take with him. But yeah, I do think that the microcline and snow look pretty good. Yep, you're to go conquer a new settlement. Another goblin pit. I would say that you have decided to go and leave to, you know, be elsewhere with your friends rather than stay here because, let's be honest, this ain't the best place. This is kind of a dark place. Kind of a dangerous place. Good luck, dude. Go get him. I mean, we did just drop a dwarf into, we did kind of just drop a dwarf off the volcano. So, there is that. And I guess we memorialized her, which is good. Couldn't remember if we had or not. So all four of those dwarves have left. Dwarves constructing buildings. Well, what, for this area? Or are you talking about the dwarves that I just told to leave? Because they are not, how do I word this? Those dwarves that I told to leave were actually from a previous fortress that I built. Hope stream's been good. Stream's been pretty good, yeah. No real complaints. This is the new dormitory. The tip of hell. We could call it that, but Discovery Hell, what's the difference? Could have called it the tip of Warner Brothers. That would be about the same. I do also think that the obsidian looks pretty good. Next to the snow as well. Another streak. Number go up while it still can. If you do multi-bedroom over top of something like this, it just creates a dormitory, which I think is kind of neat. Neat little mechanic, honestly. We're going to connect this to the tip of discovery. So anybody who stays in this tavern can eat or drink down here. I'm going to fly all the way down to here. Go up to here and just delete half of this stockpile. The pits of a Pier Devil to the far north have been conquered and incorporated into your holdings. Taken over by UDK 450, Lanix, and crew. The Wraith of Stokers. That's a little bit of a creepy name, but there it is. Portal of Sorcery is what they call it. Ooh. So we also have the Worshipful Crypts, the Fences of Martyring, the Geared Lens Silver, which actually has 40 population now because I keep sending people there. So 2 of these have 40 population now, both release hexes and Menace Flanked, which is very funny to me. And this down here is going to be my hospital, finally. After polite discussion with the local rival, Lanix has claimed the position of administrator of the Portal of Sorcery. I wonder which one of them they were debating with. Shoutouts to Lanix for almost immediately taking over that location. Let's see how the C's went. You can't start in a fortress. So I literally couldn't do that, UDK. Okay, so Lanix struck down a goblin. Oh, so there was literally one goblin there and Lanix killed him. That's fair. And where is V? Still chained up. I really wish I knew why they haven't just like gotten rid of those bodies yet, but you know, 'tis what it is. No access to upright spot. Okay, fine. Let's make 80 rock mechanisms. Let's make them out of nice. Because I've run out of obsidian, turns out. Oh my god! Finally coming to get him. Although I could literally just use... How are pikes not considered an upright spike? Like... I disagree. Got so many artifacts. So many things. So those maces, that mace, all these pikes, all these halberds, the long swords. flails. Heck, even the scimitars. Upright pike. Yeah, exactly, right? You guys actually training here, I wonder? Oh, that's part of the problem. It's like, why are dwarves not actually training here? Well, it's because they weren't authorized to train. Now they are. And there's Van Ori just running around doing the Van Ori things. All right, chat room. I've been streaming for almost 9 hours. I'm quite hungry. Although I don't think I ate lunch today. So that's probably got a part of the reason to do with that. But it's just really hot and muggy in here and my brain's bleh. Should probably finish making this though, because I definitely have enough nice for it. So I normally would stream longer tomorrow, but I have an appointment tomorrow afternoon. So I think my plan, what about your dwarf? Did you request a dwarf? 42, shit you did, and I never gave you a dwarf. Right, what exactly did you say? Disciple please, the rest was my choice, and then I completely forgot. Should have yelled at me. Let's give you somebody happy. Happiest unnamed disciple is Ast. How's this work? Errors in the trenches. Errors in my memory, I think. But don't just run off, because we will raid somebody. He does not generally seek retribution for past wrongs. He lives at a high-energy kinetic pace, and he tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects. He does not often feel envious of others, and generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. He tends to assume that the worst of two outcomes will be the one that comes to pass. He doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing his mind. He has a tendency to go towards forming deep and emotional bonds with others, and isn't particularly interested in what others think of him. He occasionally overindulges, and he doesn't mind a little. He doesn't mind what others think of him, and occasionally overindulges and could be considered rude. He can handle stress and doesn't mind a little tumult and discord in day-to-day living, and he values harmony as an intellectual concept. He dreams of mastering a skill. Well, you're joining the in-house squad. This dwarf. And while you go about picking up your weapons, I will follow you. As you strip your clothes off before you finish the book. He strongly believes that a peaceful and ordered society without deceit is best, and is completely put off by the idea of friends, and values sacrifice, and believes it is important to conceal emotions and refrain from complaining. I like this dwarf. He likes horn silver and lay pewter, and milk quartz and pine wood, coral and the color auburn, and short swords and shields, and capuchin men for their nature, and the sound of the laces of pregnancy, and the sight of the glittery style, and when possible prefers to consume char, banana beer, and single grain wheat flour, and absolutely hates maggots. His hair is somewhat greasy, and his very long beard is neatly combed. His very long sideburns are braided, and his hair is neatly combed. His tall ears are fused lobed, and he has very low cheekbones. He has large iris protruding cobalt eyes, which are round, and his nose is broad, and his head is extremely narrow. His eyes are close set. His hair is pale chestnut. He is married to Lorban, who's a servant of Yugath. And you have 2 children, who are both servants, and a baby who is a servant. And she's 0 years old. Look at that. We've got quite a large quite a large family. And now you're going to get 2 of your last 3 needs met. You're going to go learn to fight and get martial training. And you're equipping all of your gear. Sorry for taking so long there. I genuinely completely spaced out on that. And thank you very much for putting up with me and the length of time that took. You're almost fully geared up. You're going to go to a dodging demonstration. You actually need to grab a weapon, though, there, dwarf. Which means I hope that you will go grab a weapon. Mr. I don't need a weapon, apparently. Your hands work. Go pick up a weapon. Maybe I need to make more weapons. Regardless, though, we'll figure that out on a later date. Chat room. That's me for the day. The problem with streams from North America is the time difference. It's 3 a.m. now, but you like my content anyway. I'll tell you this. If you're in Europe, 1, VODs go up on the VODs channel. And 2, if you get the opportunity to tune in earlier in the day, I do start at 9 a.m. my time. I've been live for almost 9 hours, right? So I don't know what your time is, but I'm sure we could work it into a time slot that works a little better for you. Twitch chat. We're going to go raid somebody, so don't run off. YouTube chat, if you want to raid somebody, you can pile into the Twitch chat. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be taking a look at a game I've never streamed before. It's a game called Approaching Infinity, which got a really big update because tomorrow's going to be a very short stream. It's only going to be about 4.5-ish hours unless I get started early, which will highly depend. I will try to get started early, but can't guarantee that. And if you haven't seen it yet, go watch the really big video I put up, the hour and 10-minute long video about Godly Tombs, because if that video hits 100,000 views, I will go get the blockade shield, or try to, in adventure mode, which